Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on the channel, and today I'm going to be reviewing Vivarium, which is a brand new film, kind of 2019-2020 release, it's limited. It's kind of, I'm not sure if it was festivals or if it was like some sort of limited release in 2019. I think it's labeled as a 2019 movie, but technically it was fully released in 2020. So this is a brand new release this year, starring Imogen, Poots, and Jesse Eisenberg, which this is their second collaboration. The first one was The Art of Self-Defense, which mini review for The Art of Self-Defense is on Hulu, I believe, and that movie is incredible. It's an awesome kind of karate movie. Not really. It's very funny, very awkward, and it is the most Jesse Eisenberg has ever been. He cranks it up to 11, and you think that'd be irritating, but actually really works for that movie. But let's just get into Vivarium, which it stars these two actors once again, and their chemistry, as it was in The Art of Self-Defense, is palpable. They have a great chemistry in this movie, and their performances in this movie is fantastic. I love their performances in this movie, and I love their relationship, and I think that is what works best in this movie. And I think with any lesser actors, this movie would not have worked as well as it did. I do think the movie in general is kind of okay, which let's just get into what this movie is about. So essentially it's about these two characters. They are a married couple, and they're going to look for a new home because they want to start a family eventually, and they're in the market for a house. So they go and they get to this one place with this creepy ass guy who is just has the most terrifying smile, and he's just red flags everywhere. This place is not okay, and he takes them into this neighborhood of a bunch of houses that look exactly identical to each other, and it's endless. You look forward and backwards, left and right, and there's just rows and rows of these basic plain green houses, and it's just very boring. It's kind of like the boring episode of SpongeBob, where SpongeBob kind of becomes smooth and rounded, and he kind of speaks monotone, and everything's all neat and tidy. It feels like that, but if it was a horror kind of ish movie in this giant neighborhood in the real world. And what happens shortly after they arrive at this place, the tour guide, the house realtor, kind of goes, lets them through the house, kind of gives them a tiny little bit of a tour, and then he disappears. He's gone. He leaves them there, and they get in the car. They try to drive out of this neighborhood. They take a left turn, a right turn, and they're lost. And they keep on taking turns, and they keep on going in circles, and they keep on passing the same house number 9, and they are trapped here in an infinite loop, and it's just, they can't get out. They tried everything, and they're stuck there. So this concept is fantastic. I think that's probably, besides the performances and the performances that they give in this concept, that is the best part of this movie. This movie has a great idea. I think the execution of that idea could have been much better. And I think there are two categories for me, at least, when it comes to predicting a movie. I think there is the predictable movie where, you kind of go into the movie and you see everything that's going to happen. You're like, okay, this and this and this is going to happen, and it's just going to be, and you just kind of sleep through it because it's exactly what you thought it was going to be walking in, and there's no surprises whatsoever. This movie is kind of in between my other thoughts on predictable movies, which is sometimes when I'm watching a movie and I'm really invested in it, I'm like, okay, if it ends this way, that is how I would end the movie. And if it does that, I will love that. And yes, I do technically predict the ending. Like with Infinity War, I predicted that would happen at the end of it. It didn't hurt the ending at all for me. I wasn't sure, and they did the thing, and they killed everybody, and it was fantastic. And yes, I predicted it, but it was satisfying still, and it was how I would have ended the movie. This movie kind of is in the middle of it. It ended exactly how I thought it was going to end, and I do think it was a little bit cliched, and I'm pretty sure people can predict it. I looked up some reviews, and people say that the ending was clever and smart, and it is clever and smart. I just thought it was kind of obvious. It was the obvious answer from the 30-minute, I think it was 35 minutes in. I looked, and I saw it, and I was like, okay, this is what's going to happen. And it never felt like a surprise. And when it was even revealed, the ending of this movie, when it was revealed, of course, no spoilers, I was like, yeah, duh. I'm not sure if it was meant to be obvious or if it was meant to be a surprise. If it was meant to be a surprise, I think it kind of failed. If it was meant to be obvious, then sure, yeah, I guess. There is a kid in this movie as well that has the worst or best ADR. I think his entire performance is ADR, which drove me nuts because it's very obvious that it's ADR. It's good ADR. The voices always match well with the mouth movements, but it's just the mouth movements are so exaggerated to fit the voice acting because the voice and the performance by this kid do not match whatsoever. Even though he's being as expressive as the voice acting is, the voice didn't fit the body. And it was very, very clear that it was ADR, and I never once believed that that voice was coming out of that kid. And that kid's in the movie for a large portion of this movie, and it's all ADR'd. And I know the point of this kid was supposed to be obnoxious, and he was supposed to be irritating. And this is where I get into the part of this movie that really just rubbed me the wrong way. And I get that he was supposed to be irritating and annoying, but my God, he was so irritating and annoying. And it's stuff like this kind of ruined the movie for me. And yes, it has a great concept. It has great two leads that just carry this movie. And it has a really great concept and story idea. And there's some great moments within it. And I do think the ending is clever, although a bit predictable. It's just, I'm not sure where I lie on this movie. I think I enjoyed it enough. Was it worth a $7 rental? Probably not. I'm not sure if I would recommend you guys renting it. If it comes out on streaming in the coming months, definitely go check it out. Or if you see the trailer and you think you have, actually maybe don't watch the trailer. Just watch the movie. If you have any interest in this concept with Imogen Poots and Jesse Eisenberg, which they are the selling point of this movie. You want to see their performances, go for it. If you don't predict movies too easily, go for it. If you like this genre, go for it. But I think overall it was a kind of mediocre experience that was just okay. So thanks guys for watching this review. I will have another review either today or tomorrow for this movie called Swallow. It is something else. I'm gonna record my review right now. It was something else. So subscribe to the channel if you guys want to see more reviews just like this one. Comment below any suggestions for movies. I will most likely review them because there's nothing coming out in theaters and I'm still depressed about it. So leave me suggestions, whether it's new releases, streaming movies, or just movies that I've never reviewed before. I'll do literally anything. I think I might be doing Terrifier. Maybe. We'll see.